welcome to part 2 of my faves and flops of the past month and a half. And you, I hope, have already seen my face and lip products video. I have since actually received a Sephora order, and there's more. So today we are actually going to be doing eyes, brows, and gadgets and gizmos. And I'm going to start with something I'm just so impressed with, and I didn't think I would like it as much as I do. My husband and I went to Newport, Rhode Island, which is a really nice tourist destination kind of place. And I always think that, well, I'll just sit by the window and put my makeup on with natural light. I shouldn't have a problem. Well, those of you who travel know what I'm talking about. You get up, it's dark out, there's no natural light, and you put on the light that's in the hotel room, and it's usually very dimly lit, so you're kind of up a creek. So I bought something that I thought I would take and just give it a try, and oh my gosh, I'm so glad I got this. This is the Studio Glow makeup lighting. Now I got mine in CVS. It's in that as seen on TV thing, and it sounds really kind of gimmicky, but what it is it's a set of 4 lights, and you put a couple of batteries in the back. It's got suction cups on the back, and you can just stick it on any mirror and turn it on, and it is a light. And you could get a couple of them and do like studio lighting on any mirror without using a plug, because a lot of times our bathrooms are not set up so that they have plugs. And this is wonderful. What I did was I set this right underneath my makeup mirror. I set this right underneath my makeup mirror, and I did my makeup, and it was like having my lighted makeup mirror with me. And it was just... and it was easy to pack. This was just in the bottom of the suitcase, no problem. I love this. This was just so cool. This is a fabulous thing, and it's called Studio Glow. And if you buy it at like CVS kind of place, it's around $19–20. But if you, I have a link down below where if you go online, you can get it off. I think HSN has it for like 29 bucks for 2 of them. And I would suggest 2 strips. But the suction cups work really well. Just sticking them on the mirror, do your makeup, pull them off the mirror. It's one and done. This is just fabulous. What a wonderful thing. I'm going to talk about something kind of serious, and I was so surprised to see this. You know, we all get these little catalogs this time of year, those little ones like from Amerimark and, you know, Jenny Cheapo, you know, those kind of catalogs. And it really surprised me when I started to see these warnings at the bottom of the page. There's a warning, and it says, warning, cancer and reproductive harm. And then there's a website, www.p65warnings.ca.gov. And what it is this one happens to be one of those lighted salt crystals shaped like a cross, but also the boots have the warning too. These micro suede boots that you can buy from these places, they are apparently have cancer properties. And the handbags too have the same warning. And it's down at the bottom. It's very inconspicuous. But if you read it, I'm like, oh my God, you know, just because you love a cute pair of boots, you're not going to be risking, you know, the wafting carcinogenic properties of it. I don't know. Must be something in the treatment of the fibers or something. But I also found it to be true with, there was some perfumes that also had this warning. So the microfiber and the fake leather stuff apparently has some problems with it. But I just wanted to warn you, just look on there. And I'm not sure that all the people who do these catalogs, they're usually from China or Korea, third world-ish kind of places. But the fact that they have to put that warning on there, just be careful what you're buying and read that. And just know that microfiber boots and the handbags with the fake leather, they're probably treated with some kind of chemical that's not very healthy for you. So I just thought I'd give you that little warning. Yeah. So the next thing I'm going to talk about is something that was sent to me in, they asked me if I wanted it, and I did, because I was going to get one of these anyway. I didn't know where I was going to get it from. I know Amazon has a bunch of them. This company is called Luxemia, and they make from quartz, from real quartz, rollers, face rollers, and you get a cute little bag to carry them in. But it's a company that, and this is a geisha. So you've got a two-ended roller, and then you've got this geisha device, which looks like a food scraper, but it actually has edges on it, and you use the edges in different ways in different parts of your face, and they actually do give you instructions on how to do it. Now, rose quartz and also jade, I believe, have natural cooling properties to them. They're quartz, they're from the earth, and they mine these, and then they create them into these shapes. And basically, as soon as you wash your face and put your serums or moisturizers on, this is when it goes to work. And I will use the geisha first. So you use the longer end of the geisha, this one, against your face, and you're going to go across here very slowly, just across here, and you can feel it releasing the liquids in your face, because your liquids ball up in the middle of the night, especially when you're puffy, when you've got a lot of problems. So you're just using this edge of the geisha, and it tells you how to do, this way, and then you've got using this edge here, you can go right down in here into those St. Bernard gels. One direction, just blowing it up, and not real fast. You're supposed to, we're so fast in Maybelline, we want to go, we just get this done and go, let's go. And I think in the Asian cultures, over in China and Korea, they make more of a ritualistic approach to skincare and to health in general. We're just, wham bam, thank you ma'am, slam bang. And they are slow and enjoy it and let it do its thing. So they suggest 5 to 10 minutes of doing these types of things. Let me show you the other way. Now the rounded curved part, they're showing you right in here. So this tool actually is really quite good, and they show you the picture of it, and then they outline in red what Maybelline you use, and then they show you exactly how to use it. So that's wonderful, and that's a geisha tool. It's not as familiar to you as the face rollers probably are. Now these are real quartz. I mean, there is man-made stone that some of the cheaper companies will produce, and that is not good for you. And you would just wash this, with your soap and water and let it air dry. Now the roller is a double-ended roller, and there's just a natural cooling feeling to this. So the roller itself, they give you instructions again. With the smaller roller, you would go right under here, and it feels so cool and so wonderful. This is so good for sinuses, things like that. You can really feel how it's working for you. You can put it on the edge of your nose and over, and it helps drain those lymph nodes so you get all that extra puffiness out. But again, you have to do it slow. Don't be racing here like you're shaving your legs real quick for a date. You're just slow. Now this thing, this set actually is around $19, and they gave me a coupon to get 20% off, so it's definitely worth it. And you know that I don't talk anything up unless I like it, and I do like this. I think this is just a wonderful device. You can feel that coldness. It's very, very calming and soothing, and it feels great. It really does. If you've got sinus headaches, if you have problems with that, this is just so nice to just roll it away. And they're very good with their instructions, and I think they're a very nice company. They're a small company, and I know they have sent a few of these things out to some of us. I really, honestly, sincerely like this product, and I would purchase this. I was looking for them anyway, but I would purchase this with my own cash money if they didn't send this to me, and I expect to have a long life with this particular device. And it is real rose quartz, and that can be the difference between this and a $7.99 thing you find at TJ Maxx. So Lexemia is the name of the company, and I thank them for sending this to me because I'm really enjoying it and I feel better. I usually do this in the morning, and then if I come home stressed from work, I will go along the edge of my forehead with the larger roller. So what a great thing. So that's Lexemia, and that is the Gasha and the rose quartz roller, double-ended roller. And it's cute. They give you a little bag, so when you're traveling you can put them into the little bag. Enough with devices. Let's go into the stuff. Alright, I was going to talk about this with the face and lip thing video, but that video was like 6 hours long, so I had to cut it out somewhere, so I'll put it in here. This is the Too Faced Christmas Dreams set, and it's actually a really nice little set of stuff. You get an adorable little makeup bag, which I did use when we went to Newport. It held all of my makeup. Very, very nice bag. Has little bunnies on it. That's Jared. You also get a mini Better Than Sex mascara, which I don't use, so I'm putting it in the giveaway. And you also get a liquid lip in Bunny Kisses. It's just a very nice neutral bunny shade. I'll just put it on. It's just going to tame this red down. It's very nice. It's a pleasant everyday color. There's nothing special about it. It's just a very nice thing. I think it's a nice complement to this. You've got the mascara, you've got the cheeks, and you've got the lips. I think it's a very well thought out set. Out of all the Too Faced sets, this is the one that attracted me. So let's open this up. I really like this. I used this one whole week during my absence here on YouTube. I was using it. There is no mirror on the actual palette, which surprised me. But I do like this palette a lot. You can do your basic eye. You can use this color as your base color, and then you can go into maybe this one for your crease color. You do get kind of more of a purpley nude vibe with that, but some of these colors are real standout, very, very beautiful. I like that you can also use these colors in your eyes. The blush I thought was an odd choice. It seemed dark, but they're trying to sell this to people of different skin tones, so this would be very neutral, I guess, and appealing to a lot of broader range of skin tones, and I like that they did that at least with this. But it's a nice assortment of colors. There's good pigmentation. Sometimes with these Christmas releases you get very cheap formulations and inconsistencies. But I really like this. I enjoyed using this set, and it's very, very, very nice. I took this to Newport with me. I used this for my cheeks and my eyes, and the whole weekend long I found ways to use it. So I think it's a wonderful set. So out of the Too Faced Christmas sets, this is the one that I would recommend. What I would not recommend is this hot mess. I don't know why it's getting good reviews, because I didn't like it at all. This is the Too Faced Gingerbread Spice palette. It's supposed to be scented like gingerbread. It is not. It is some kind of sweet scent. It is not gingerbread. It does not smell like gingerbread. I don't know who's saying it is, or maybe I got a different batch. I don't know. Stinking cute packaging. I bought it for the packaging, and like a lot of people do. The colors very, very warm, and we're getting into winter now, and the warmer colors just don't work for me in winter. I had maybe 3 or 4 looks from this. Every single one of them had this kind of warm with a pinky purple thing going on. I just found that it wasn't versatile enough, but there's some real standout colors. This, for instance, you can see how beautiful that is. It is a duochrome reddish color. I'll just put it right there on the center of my color bar area, and you can see, holy cow, it's got some really good pigmentation. There are some just standout colors here. This green gold, it's a real true greeny gold. I'm just going to put that right on the edge tip there. Yeah, there's some great colors in here. Some nice high underbrow highlight type of things. And then the shimmers are really, really nice. I think that there's some nice colors in here, but I don't think this is a nice standalone set, because I just kept getting one hot orange mess after another hot orange mess look. And then when you start using like the bright pink with the purple, you're getting a different look, but it's not a flattering one. And I'm just disappointed in this. I just thought it would be, I don't know. I just thought the colors would be more cohesive and would work better together than they do. So this is actually going to go back. I'm not a real happy camper with that. I used to be a huge fan of Lorac eyeshadows, and I thought this would be the most ideal palette to have in my purse for a quick touch-up. While it's true the colors do last once you get them on, they don't blend very well. I'm really surprised about that. I don't know if they've changed their formulation. And also, it's teeny tiny. Look at these teeny tiny pans. A regular pan size is much larger. Let me just show you, like, compared to the Too Faced. See how much smaller they are? Anyway, this is a great all-around combination. I do have it on today. You can do, you know, you have your lighter shades for internal, and then you have your darker shades. And I'm finding, though, the darker shades blending up into the mid shades are kind of muddy, and they don't blend that well. You can't layer the shades very well on top of each other. I'm so surprised. This is a nice basic in your purse kind of palette. I think there are better ones for less, and I will be discussing one that's much less that I like more. But I think I'm going to probably take this one back. The pan sizes are so small for what you get, and they just did not blend well. They didn't sheer out well. And you could see that there's a little bit of a harshness to what I did. And I mean, I blended for quite a while to try to get these puppies to behave. So the Lorac Pro Matte palette, I'm not going to recommend it. Let me tell you something I will recommend, and what I was very excited about. It's very cheap too, and you have it in the UK. There's a double. Yay! This is the W7 Major Matte Palette. I might have talked about this in the past. You know, when you do a YouTube show every week for 5-6 years, you can forget what makeup you used or tried. This is a dupe for the Too Faced matte palette, and it's fabulous. This is one of the best matte palettes I've used. It's just as good as the Too Faced palette, just as good. And you've got all those neutral colors. I think this was outrageously low price, like $4 or $5, I think. The Major Matte palette from W7. You will find, if you have the Eyes on Matte palette, I believe it is, from Too Faced, side by side they look identical and they swatch identical. It's kind of like they're laughing at the factory. You know, they make the same thing. I think they're making them in the same place, the same thing. The colors are extraordinarily similar. Now, you don't get a fancy mirror or anything in here, but you get these colors and they're fabulous. This is a wonderful palette. This is probably my favorite drugstore palette this year that I discovered. And I would totally recommend this W7 matte, Major Matte palette, and you will not be disappointed because it's just like the Too Faced Eyes on Matte palette. Soda Pop from Maybelline. This was something, I liked the lemonade in this series. I thought it was great, and it worked really neat. It was a great summer palette, had the bright yellow in it. It was a really fun palette to use. This one was not as much fun to use. There were some good colors in here, and I actually did use some of the colors today. And this is another one of those palettes that's kind of helter-skelter in there with the shades, as far as longevity, really weren't as long-lasting as I had hoped. They're muddy to blend. There are some good colors here. It's called Soda Pop, so of course you've got grape soda, you've got cola, you've got your light sodas. They don't have any kind of greens to represent the, 7-Up. But I don't know, this is that shade range of the purples that makes me look like a heroin addict, so I don't like using those colors. The orange is more subtle than you would think on the eye. It looks much stronger in the palette than on the eye. Depending on how you use it, of course. So I'm using it here. But after autumn, after Thanksgiving, these colors aren't really going to work all that well because they're kind of warm toned, and this was something, yeah, I could, you can use this one up here in your lid. You can use for your transfer. I actually was using the darker shade and then going into one of my other palettes. See, this is not a really good transfer matte shade in here. This is very warm. It's a very warm brown. So I think that the best one of these is the lemonade one. So if you see all of these Soda Pop things from Maybelline, I would say try the lemonade one because that's really fun and it's got some great color combinations in it. This one, the colors that they have that are usable are very, very basic, and you have them in other palettes. And the unusual colors that they put in here, the bright pop purple, they're not as flattering. So this was not really very good. So a few months ago, NYX released this palette called Swear By It on their website, and Beauty News talked about it, that it was going to be released, and it looked like an extraordinary collection of different colors. So I ran to the NYX website and tried to order it, and it was out of stock, and it was like the next day. I mean, they had put it out that weekend, and somewhere during the weekend they sold it out. So I wrote to NYX, I emailed them, and I said, when are you getting it back? I would like to pre-order it if I can. And they wrote back and sent me 2 links to other eye palettes. And they said, try these, you may like these instead. Not a word about what they were doing. What they did was they gave it to Ulta. They released it to Ulta, like, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks later. So I bought this on Ulta. This is the NYX Swear By It palette. There are some colors in here that are fabulous. So I would say, I think this particular palette was around $20. I would say it's worth it because of the variety of colors you can just dabble in. If you just, like it's St. Patrick's Day and you want to dabble with the greens, you can do that. You've got some blues, greens. You can see the rows up and down all kind of go together. So I like this palette. I think it's got some great colors. Yeah, you can do a basic eye and then do some colors with it. I think it's one of their best palettes that NYX has come out with ever. So if you're going to buy a NYX eyeshadow palette, this is probably the one for you to try because it's just got everything in it. You've got the Heroin Addict purple. You've got this nice red, and you've got a kind of a muted tone red for Thanksgiving time. And then you've got your browns here, darker colors. So you've got a nice mid-range, a nice dark range, a nice highlight range, and colorful stuff. So I think this is one of the most perfect palettes I have seen. The quality is meh, it's a medium quality. It's not the best eyeshadows in the world, but it's not the worst either. So I do recommend this one. I think it's a great add-on piece. If you've got some basic eye colors in your collection, this is a really nice complement to that. So that's the Swear By It palette from NYX. Alright, this is big. Kat Von D. And this palette is the Fetish Palette. All of the names are themed to go with kind of an illicit side of life. She's received flack for this. She's received flack for a lot of things in the last month. I always feel like I'm sitting with the cool kids in the cafeteria when I buy something from Kat Von D. I always think that, wow, you know, I'm edgy and cool. And I'm not. I'm still a nerd. But I don't feel so nerdy when I buy something like this. I think, this is so cool. I'm going to be, like, cool again. Well, the stitching, there's a rope here, like for bondage or whipping or whatever. I think it's a whip. It's a whip. It's got the tail at the end. It's a whip. She did the artwork on this very, very well. I think it's a cute theme. I wasn't so offended by it. You know, if you're letting your 14-year-old buy $60 eye palettes, then I think it doesn't matter if they've got something that says rope or choke or whatever on it. Ooh, a little bit of fallout. Now, she has a mirror with her stuff, and she does have the rope circling the mirror, which I think is really cute. It's just cute, very cute. I mean, like, get over yourselves if you really got a problem with stuff like this. I mean, you have no problem with NARS naming a blush orgasm or deep throat. I mean, so, like, yeah. We need to stop being so sensitive about stuff. And it just, you know, that being said, this palette had what I thought was an interesting grouping of colors. When I started to do the eye looks with it, I kept coming up with gray, muddy, dark, gothy looks. I used this for my witch look, and I used it with that Stila lipstick that I hated. These colors tend to not be very bright or work well together. It's one of the few Kat Von D palettes I'm disappointed in, and the eyeshadow palette is disappointing to me, and I'm really sorry it is. There's not a really good lid shade here. There's not a nice light lid shade, and this putrid mustard yellow doesn't cut it with me. It's very clown-like. Some of these colors are just gorgeous. The shimmers are just gorgeous. And I wanted to give this every possible chance. You know, the green is pretty. Let's see if we can put that green there in the color bar. But I just feel that it's kind of a dark and muddy palette, and it's really a goth girl palette. This is not a palette for diversity in your Anyway, this is going back, very muddy, dark, everything puddled together, very weird. The colors that are bright are weird, and they just not, you know, you can see now that green. I would say you could use different colors here as a highlight. There's one color, I think this is the one I loved. Oh, I love this color. I mean, just, I know. Give the people what they want. But you can see there was fallout from that one. Whoa, hello. So yeah, they're very powdery. There was a fallout. I don't think that this is her best effort with one of these funky palettes. I don't care about the names. You know, it really doesn't bother me, the names. I think it's cute. She themed it, and she stayed with the theme, and it's kind of cute. So, this is kind of the R-rated part of Sephora, and you know, you should be monitoring what your children are buying anyway. So it's not even, you know, if you're buying this for your grandchild, I would say that this is probably not the best thing anyway. So I would be putting this on a child. So Fetish is going back to Sephora, but I love Kat Von D, and I think that, again, this is Shade and Light Eye Contour Palette. You cannot get a better base palette than this in your collection. If you don't have this, you should try it, because it's my absolute favorite palette of all time. Since it came out, I think it's my 7th or 8th one that I purchased, and I love this. And I always tend to use the same kind of, I use this color all the time, and I use this one and this one all the time. Huda! Nude palette. This one I thought, you know, I haven't really had good luck with Huda Beauty palettes. I didn't like the Sunset palette. It went back after one day. So when I saw Huda Nudes, and from a distance they look like they were really pretty nudes. The packaging is nice. The foils are nice. I'm going to show you a picture of the foils on my arm, because these foil colors, these kind of weird blocky looking ones that look chunky, they're stunning on. Absolutely stunning on. I don't know what you call nude. I know what I call nude is kind of browns and beiges and creams. These are purpley pinky cast colors. Every single eye look I created from this came out purple. And even the complementary colors have a purple cast to them. So it's not a nude palette. It's not nude colors. This is purple. It's purples. And you can see they're all purples, and there's nothing really dark. And some of the colors don't look like they do when you swatch them. This is kind of a duochrome, pinky orange. This is the darkest shade, and it's not very dark. It's more almost like a crease color, and I did use it that way. And this one is not very dark. So I loved the shimmers in this. I thought they were absolutely stunning. I'm not reaching for this palette at all. I'm actually going to take it back, only because it's not nudes. If this had been nudes, I would have been thrilled to have it, especially with those same shimmers. But it's purple colors with some really cool shimmers. And any of you who have bought this, I think you were probably surprised too. Nothing looked nude. And there are folks who have maybe slightly darker skin tones with a pink undertone than I do, and they thought this was a nude palette, but it's not. Nude to me is not purple. Now, speaking of purple, I thought I would try the Amethyst Obsessions from Huda. Again, heroin addict purple looks. Not any kind of lid shade, not any transfer crease shade. It was just purples, and I could use some of these colors, maybe 3 of the colors out of the 9. It's going back because there's just not enough there to create. It's a complementary palette. It's not something you can do your whole eye with. So I was disappointed in this, and what was really the bad part, and the reason it's going back, is that the quality of this is not the same as the quality in the larger palette. I think these are cheaper and they came from a different place. I don't think they're the same formulation at all than the large Huda Beauty stuff. And you know, I don't mean to throw shade at Huda Beauty, because I love their lip products. I love their lip products, you know, and I have several of them. I think they're just gorgeous. I love the lip liners. I like the lipsticks. But this, and I've tried some of the other smaller ones, and I didn't like those either. Not so much for quality issues, but I just thought that this one was not enough here for me to enjoy it, and the quality sucked. The pigmentation took forever. There was a lot of fallout. It didn't blend well. And the color combination here is just one, it's a one-trick pony. There's just purple, 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 and there's nothing else. You need kind of a combination of things to create a good eye look. You need some basics before you do all this fancy stuff. On my nails, by the way, this is from the Grinch Collection, and this is like a Christmas red. It's kind of a strange muted red color, because it's a red, and it has gold glitter in it, so it gives it more of a muted look. It's very nice for Thanksgiving color. I'm not sure I would wear this during the holidays, because it's kind of a brownish vibe going on here. And it chips. China glaze chips so easily. Yeah, I just redid them yesterday, and the edges are already chipped again. Of course, I work in an office where there's lots of files, and there's lots of, you know, I'm always doing stuff with my hands, envelopes and things. So I do put my nails through a lot, but I find that some nail polish brands chip easier than others, and China Glaze chips easily. One of the things I bought to reward myself for a job well done was the Viseart Grand Pro 2. And I have the Grand Pro 1, which is basically all the matte shades of Viseart that would make up a great eye makeup wardrobe. And if you know me, you know that Viseart is pretty much 75% of my collection is Viseart. So this is the main Pro 1 palette. Now these are all matte shades, so to complement that, they have created a palette that would complement all those mattes with shimmers, satins, and glitters. There is a mirror here. I never took the thing off of it. And it comes in that folding book thing. You can stand it up, although I don't know why you would want to. This has an assortment of colors that are stunning. If you are curious, they are all very different from any of the colors in their smaller palettes, which you may own already. Close but no cigar. They're not the same. And I have all the satins. You know, I have all the satin colors, and you can see they're kind of close but different. Like there's a different tone quality. Maybe there's a cooler or a warmer undertone. So, do I like this? I mean, that's our bottom line here. Do I like this? It's a complementary palette. It's not a palette you just buy and can't have anything else. You're going to need a regular palette besides. If you put these two side by side, you're kind of there as far as what your eyeshadow needs are. I mean, I would just say right now to all of you, just go ahead. Just throw all your eyeshadows out and just get these two. And you've got everything you need. You won't need anything else. But we are not like that, are we? We are makeup people, and that's a different breed. Some of these, I like the satins. They're formulated to, I'm going to show you a quick arm swatch. They're formulated to a little better than their other formulations of shimmers have been in the past. I found that people with the smaller palettes didn't really like the shimmers because they didn't have enough pigmentation or color. You could see the glitter that was in them, but you wouldn't see the color cast. These are stunning. Let's see, there is now you do get that, let me just one little tap goes a long way here. Whoa. You don't need glitter glue with these. I do use an eye primer with my eyeshadows no matter what they are, but you don't really need a glitter glue with the glitters here. The glitters are subtle. They're in with let's see, here's a glitter. You can see that. But every season is covered here. Every possible thing you would want with shimmers or glitters is here. And I love, once you go Viseart, it's hard to go back. It really is. It's hard to review, you know, like any of the drugstore products once you do Viseart, because they go on in one little swipe and you get all this color payout and they blend into each other. You can put a light yellow over a dark purple and you'll see the light yellow and the dark purple, and then you can blend them together and you can see that transition from one to the next. It is beautiful. It's beautiful. Now these are expensive, but you would only need to buy one of each and work it for a couple of years and then repeat. Yeah, a big yes on that. But again, you know, not everybody. I would buy the matte one first because that's basic everyday stuff. And then when you're feeling frisky with your paycheck, you can buy that second one, that Pro 2. This is the Rimmel Wonder Swipe. This is a liner and a shadow. They come in a variety of colors, locked and loaded. That's a gunmetal. Like, we need more of that in this country. This is a really nice, it looks like an eyeliner. You can spread it out and it fades to a shadow that's slightly a sheer shadow, slightly metallic, but the liner itself will hold as a liner. So it does exactly what it says. You get the line and you get the shadow. Now I use this on my lower eye line, right underneath my lashes here on the lower side, about halfway down, and it works really nicely as a lower eye liner. I haven't tried the darker shades in this. I think this was kind of a nice first try for this, but there is an assortment of colors. I liked it. I think the longevity is good. Rimmel has some nice products, and I like the idea of this. I think you can do this kind of with any eyeliner, but that's just me. This is actually formulated to do it. So, and you can see there is a difference. The shadow itself is pretty and the liner is pretty. And there is a slight shimmer to it as well. So I do recommend the Rimmel Wonder Swipe. And this is number 15, Locked and Loaded. I didn't have very much luck with mascara. We'll start with Clinique. It was like a mini size, and I thought I would just try it. This is the Clinique High Definition, I believe it is. Not very good at all. And it left little dings on my upper lid when it was raining out, and I had to run from my car into work. I had dings on my eyes from it. So the Clinique, I haven't had luck with Clinique this month. They have terrible lip stuff that I demonstrated the last video. The mascara was not good. And you would expect more from Clinique. You really would. Cargo. I'm on the hunt for what that Star Wars mascara was in Cargo's, regular line. I'm hoping that they have that formulation in the regular line, and this was my attempt. Wasn't good. This is the Boundless Lashes. Again, big smears on and below my eyes. It was such a disappointment, the Cargo. Not good. And I like Cargo, the Star Wars mascara was my favorite. All summer long I used it, and I went to all the Kohl's in my area and bought up all the ones in clearance. Because after the movie was over, they put them all onto clearance. And the formulation and the brush, everything was so nice, and I have not been able to find it. So it's not any of the 3 main Cargo formulas. So they did something special for it. I have been trying a lot of LA Girl cosmetics, and I thought I would try the eye primer. I may have tried it in the past. It comes out as a tannish color, and I think that's because of different skin tones. They want to kind of make sure it's something kind of neutral that will look good with medium, dark, and light skin tones. It is a little bit dark tan for me, but when I put eyeshadow over the top, it didn't seem to matter. But unfortunately, in the inner corner of the eye, any of this that went there made all kinds of cracks. It wasn't very good for dry skin or skin with texture. So the Pro Primer from LA Girl was a fail, unfortunately. This is the Bare Minerals Frame and Define. I found this at a TJ Maxx. It was $4.99 at TJ Maxx. This is the better formula out of all of the Bare Minerals brow products. The new one, I don't like the new one at all. This is the Brow and Define. This is a very good one. And I do like this a lot, and I think I got a great deal for $4.99 at TJ Maxx. I don't know what's going on, why it's there. I always am suspicious that they're discontinuing something. Maybe it's just a repackaging, or it's stale. Profusion. This is from their Thankful and Grateful collection that you can find at Target right now. They did send me a few eye kits and a brow kit, and I always want to talk about their brow kits because I have bought Profusion brow kits since they first came out. They are the best assortment of brow products you can find. And they're like so cheap. They're only like $5 or $6. This is the Beautiful Brows collection, and I still have my brow pencil from one of their older collections that I still use. It's down to a nib. This is great. It's got, it's kind of a wax. They're calling it a brow primer, but it's kind of a wax. You've got a highlight color, and then you've got two light taupey and light brown shades. You also have a really nice brow brush, and you've got a brow pencil with the spoolie at the end. And this kit is like $5.99. It's terrific. It's terrific. You get all of these things. So what you basically should do is first take some of this wax and rub it into your brows. And then you take this and just put it right underneath the highest part of the arch of your brow. And then you can I take the pencil and draw in, and it's a really nice sharp pencil. You can draw in individual hairs. You can fill in. You can see this. So then you can smooth it out with the spoolie, or you can use the brow brush and go into one of these colors, and you can, go in and create your brows that way. However you like to do it. I think their brow products are bar none my favorite. And because of the price point, if you buy nothing else from Profusion, you have to buy the brow set. And I don't talk about products I don't like. And even if they're sent to me, I don't talk about them if I don't like them. I've been using brow pencils from Profusion forever. Merlot eyes. This is one of their smaller eye kits, and again, this is kind of an autumn-based thing, and Grateful and Thankful is kind of their fall release. So most of these colors are very in tune with autumn. This color is quite pigmented, as is this one and this one. These three on the top, very, very pigmented. The shimmers are okay. The mid-range, all right. This is not a standalone palette. You will still need to go to a matte crease shade. You'll still need to get a matte lid. But these colors are nice. It's a look. It's a look. Merlot eyes. I wasn't as excited about this one as I am about one of the other ones that they sent. So Profusion has been around. They have like 20 years of experience. They've been around for a while. You can find them in drugstores. I know Target has now a cubby that's just for Profusion, and I live not too far from one near an airport, so I go to that one, and they have their own section. They also have a Black Radiance section, and not everybody has that in their Target, but you can go to the Target website and find all of these things. This is a wonderful eye set, and I did like it, and the brush wasn't too bad. Sometimes the brushes you get, even with the high-end palettes, are pretty gacky. But this one was quite functional, and I liked this one especially because you could use this to line under your eyes because it's very flat, and some of these colors are very, very versatile. That way you can use them underneath as a liner. There's some shimmers, some mattes, and some nice dark shades. This is a really nice assortment, and this will take you into winter. I think it's called Tempest. No mirror with this palette, but you're paying like $9.99. Hello. The seafoam green, very, very pretty. I'm not going to lick my fingers and do a swatch like Kim Kardashian did. Did anybody see that video? Oh my god. She licked her finger and went in, and then she did a swatch, which of course was like a wet swatch, which, anyway. This is Tempest from Profusion. What a wonderful assortment, well-rounded assortment of colors. You've got some nice grays, blues, some browns, a little bit of pink. You've still got some warm tones in here. It's a very well-balanced palette for what it is. And for $9.99, this is something you should run to Target to get. This is one of their better assortments of colors. The quality, some colors work better than others. The pigmentation is good. It's not just cheap makeup. There's some good things in here, and there's some good colors, and it's really nice. Even this, it doesn't look like it would be very much, but it looks really pretty on the eye. So the Tempest palette, definitely I would recommend that one. And for the price point, you really can't beat it. And you know, I'm paying $175 for Viseart palettes. I'm just as pleased with some of the colors in the Tempest palette, so go figure. Now this one was really fun, and this is called the Mixed Metals palette. This one is Silver Sparkle. They have Gold Sparkle, and they have one other one I think, but they have different sets. And the set comes with a cheek blush, a highlight, and then eyeshadows, and then you get a brush, and you get this cool eyeliner. I have had so much fun with this eyeliner. I gotta demonstrate it because it's just fun. This is the silver, and let me see if I can do this. So this is the silver eyeliner, and it just puts sparkle. And if you put it on your eyes and then put your mascara on, I did it kind of backwards, but if you put this on your eyes and then put your mascara on, you're going to see just a catch of light. When the sun catches you, it sparkles, you know, and you sparkle. And it's just it's such a weird little thing, but it works so nicely. And this was my favorite part of the palette, but I also liked this. You can take on vacation with no problem and use it for your blush. If you're a medium to light skin, white fish belly white girl, you've got this nice pretty base blush, and it's a basic color, just looking nice flush here. And then you've got this pretty kind of golden highlight. You've got a nice basic eyelid color, you've got a transition color, and then you've got some pretty dark purples or blues. So you've got a choice here. Want to put some blue on there? Have at it. So, and it does have the Heroin Addict purple in it, but it also has these other two purples that are nice and bright. I like this, and I love the fact you get a nice, this is a nice crease and blending brush, and you get this wonderful silver eyeliner, which you've never tried, like using something like this. It's so much fun. I think I'd get the gold one just for the gold liner here. So the Mixed Metals kit, I think this is around $9.99. Nothing's over like 10 bucks in this set, in this series, and I think these are on a special end cap in Target. Definitely recommend Profusion. And I buy expensive brands. I go to the Sephora, but I go by what it looks like on and how it lasts and how it looks. And if I can save money and buy something that's really nice, I'm going to. This is great. So the Mixed Metals, and this is the Silver Sparkle. Really nice, well-balanced set. Plus you get a brush, and I think that's really cool. So that pretty much does it for my eyes and gadgets and brows products. I hope that all of you are having a wonderful holiday week. I hope you get to have Friday off as well. Budman and I are having Thanksgiving dinner on our own this year, which is nice. We're not having to travel anywhere to be with other people, and so we get to just, I got 2 turkey legs and a chicken breast because I don't like turkey, and I'm cooking them. And we're doing stuffing and all that stuff, and turnips and all that stuff, and pumpkin pie. We're having all the fixings, but it's just for 2. And I think that it can be just as nice. And actually, I had many Thanksgivings alone, and it was kind of nice just to have the day off and chill. So whatever your situation is, I hope you have a wonderful week. And I will be back maybe sometime later, Thanksgiving Day, with a special giveaway announcement. Everybody, have a wonderful week and have a beautiful day. Take care. Toodles.